make a video on cleaning the Manitowoc Indigo ice maker, and we'll get into it and I'll show you guys how I do this. Okay, so what I like to do is I got a plastic trash bag over the ice, and then I'll put this tablecloth over the ice. Usually I'll get a hose in there and melt it, but we're in a drought out here in California, so I'm gonna save the water. And then once I got the ice covered up, we're gonna pull everything that comes apart out of there to clean this thing, and I'll show you that. Okay, got the cover off and you can see it's time for a cleaning. Put this one in February of 15. It's a year and a half, it's never been cleaned. So that's what it looks like. On these Indigo series Manitowocs, the ice thickness probe here is now a microphone. And you're going to check it by hertz. But this is a microphone now. Well, it's a little bit different. We're going to clean that up too. I'm going to put it up there for now, and then I'm going to take all this apart. Okay, so I pulled the water trough out. I got it over here. That's what that looks like. Then you got to pull out the water sensors. See how corroded those are? And we'll also pull out the water pump. And those pull down, and then there'll be Molex connectors to get those out of there. So when you clean an ice maker, you can't just put cleaner in it and split. That's not cleaning an ice maker. Take it apart. And we're going to take apart all these screws and get our water distribution tube out of there. So the water tube pulls out, and then it comes apart. Looks like this. Piece. It comes out and it comes apart. And it'll come apart in two halves. So I'll just go ahead and put it in there like that. That's what that'll look like. And these will come out. And I'm going to have to pull out the wire. I'm going to need to get my two hands in there, so I got to turn the camera off. We'll get these out of there. That's the water pump. You pull it down, and then you release the Molex connector. And there it is. So you need to take them apart to clean all this stuff. You can't just leave it in there. I'm going to be real careful when you're cleaning all this, because I'm going to take it over to the wash sink. Do not get the motor wet. You'll kill the motor. So you only want to get this lower part cleaned out as we're doing that. And I'm going to work on getting this water level sensor out now. When you're removing either the water pump or the water level sensor, if the Molex connector gets stuck in that pin, you're going to have to go through the top to get it out of there. And you'll see the connector up here. I was liking to see that out. See what that looks like. That's amazing. What I like to do is bring it over to the sink. I'm going to wash it out as good as I can, and then I'm going to run some parts through the dishwasher. Now, you can't put this through the dishwasher. You don't want to get this wet above this gasket part. This all has to stay dry. We're going to work on this area. And it's the same with the water pump. But all this stuff we can nuke with water and put it through the dishwasher. And that's where I like to start. Okay, so I get the hose like I always do. And you got to get in there and clean all this out. These will get all plugged full of nastiness, depending on your environment where your ice maker is. And then there's some ports in there that you got to clean out too, that go to the shaft. And the impellers in there, and get that all sprayed out good and clean. I'm just gonna put it up here to dry out, and this one too. And I got a sponge there that I'll take and I'll clean all this stuff up with. You just got to physically get on there and scrub it and clean it is what you got to do. I got them all cleaned up in the sink. Now I'm going to run these parts through the dishwasher. There it is, all cleaned up. Now we can go get scrubbing on the machine itself. Okay, so I started wiping down this part. There's a 3/8 plastic nut right here. You can get your nut driver on your 3/8 nut driver. And you can take this off, and this little piece is going to come off on the bottom here for some more evaporator cleanup. Let me show you. And it's like a little trough. Get that off. There it is. We're going to get that all out and cleaned up too, and then we can get back under here and do some mega cleaning. And then I'll show you what's on the other side with the dump valve and some other parts. Okay. So after you physically cleaned everything, we got the provo cleaned up too. There's in the back side, we'll climb over the top, there's a water distribution tube, and there's some tubing for the dump valve that needs to be checked. A lot of times it's got to be cleaned out too. And that water tube sits inside here, and I'm probably going to need 2 hands to get it off there. It's all insulated. I just like to look down it. Take a look at it. And the dump valve should be over here, and it should come apart, and we can look inside. Let's take apart this dump valve and take a look inside. It just twists and comes off. And then we'll clean out some of this stuff. This one doesn't have scale because of its location, so you don't have to worry about this one scaling up too much and get chunks of scale. But the tubing and stuff will slime up over time, so I like to check it. I'll take a look at that. After all that's done, you're done physically cleaning everything. You've checked your dump valve, your water tube, all the other stuff's physically cleaned. You put it in wash mode right here. And it tells you it's purging water. Now, with these indigos, there's no room for you. It's not going to fit unless you have a funnel. If you don't have something handy, I'll take the water curtain, flip it around, and I'll hold it up like this, and then add my ice machine cleaner into the trough that way. Make like a little ramp for it. Don't pour it in right away. Wait till the purge is done. Otherwise, your cleaner's going to go right down the drain. Okay, so going to get on the roof for my ice maker condenser. And the parapet had, I guess, leaked all winter because of the rain. And so the property management's fix was to put a roof over the parapet. Look at this. That ain't gonna work. So now they got a call in because we're gonna have dead gear everywhere. So that's what you find out there. Let's see how dirty this coil is. They've been working like sawdust and stuff. Oh yeah, it's Packard. That one's probably a little dirty too, so I'm gonna get to cleaning these. And they're gonna come cut a hole. And then this is supposed to be coming off. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, I got the coil cleaner soaking in. And then I got my pump sprayer for cleaning. Went ahead and got the neighbor too. Went ahead and washed that also. This is what we're up against out there. I gotta seal all this up. I guess it leaked over the winter. At least they extended the flues through so they weren't killing people. That's good. You can't run the air conditioning, they'll kill them all. So, let's get on with it. One last tip. When you get done, and it gets done with its wash cycle, go ahead and pull the trough out one more time because it's going to have stuff, debris that was loose in there, and go ahead and clean out the water distribution tube one more time. And there was a bunch of stuff in there that was disturbed, and you'll see, like, you'll get little pieces like this that are just floating around the system. Now we'll be ready to make an ice cycle. I like to check 2 batches, make sure it's working good and adjusted properly. So let's go ahead and get it in ice mode. That's what my containment looks like. tablecloth, and I got plastic underneath that. Let's see how we make out. Okay, so I got it back in ice mode. I got all my stuff removed. They're gonna, it is a Friday today, so they're gonna get a time to clean this out and sanitize the bin. So I told them it needs to be done. So they are gonna take care of that. And I'm gonna watch 2 ice cycles. I'll get the door back on. I had taken the door off. And we'll check our ice production.